Today, the world's busiest skies went silent. Nations grounded flights, families were stranded, and millions were left in the dark. This happened because of a sudden clash between Iran, the United States, and Israel, a confrontation more dangerous than anything we've seen in years. But what you're really not being told, this crisis is not just a military fight, it is reshaping global travel, oil markets, and power balance across continents. If you fly, trade goods, fill up fuel, or care about global stability, this matters to you. In this video, we dig into the real story, the why, the how, and what comes next. Before we go deeper, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep investigation. In February 2026, the Middle East saw a sudden and dramatic escalation. The United States and Israel carried out coordinated strike against military sites in Iran. Hours later, Iran fired back, launching missiles and drones at U.S. military bases and allied targets across the Gulf. Explosions were reported in major cities including Dubai, UAE, Doha, Qatar, Manama, Bahrain, Kuwait City, and Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. As a direct result, several countries closed their skies to civilian flights. Airports that once buzzed with activity were suddenly empty. Terminal scenes were blank. Family, workers, and travelers were left waiting with no clear answers and no flight out. This was not a minor disruption. This was a collapse of normal life. Why did this happen? To understand today's conflict, we must look back decades. After the 1979 Iranian Revolution, Iran became a point of contention in Middle East politics. The United States and Israel view Iran as a major security threat, especially over its nuclear ambitions and its support for proxy militias in Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen. Diplomacy has failed in multiple rounds. Sanctions have weakened Iran's economy, but also hardened its leadership resolve. Over time, smaller incidents, drone strike, proxy attack escalated into bigger confrontation. Today's violence is a result of years of mistrust, unresolved tensions, and strategic rivalry. Behind the headlines, major powers are protecting their interests. The United States wants to stop Iran from gaining nuclear weapons and challenging its allies. Israel wants guaranteed security from threats near its borders. Iran wants respect, influence, and deterrence against foreign intervention. But here is a stark contradiction. Military action meant to deter conflict repeatedly increases the risk of wider war. Each side believes forces prove strength, but it also fuels fear. Meanwhile, regional partners are scrambling. Saudi Arabia and its Gulf neighbors are trying to protect their economies and citizens. Qatar and the UAE closed their skies, an unprecedented move because they could not risk civilian aircraft being caught in crossfire. Most news focuses on who fired a missile where, but few explain why this matters to you. This crisis has shown a fragile truth. The world's travel routes, energy system, and supply chains are deeply tied to the Middle East. Even for countries far away, let's break it down. In global air travel, Dubai and Doha are not just Middle East airports, they are global hubs connecting Africa, Asia, Europe, and America. When they shut down, flights are delayed, cancelled, or rerouted, pushing up ticket price and causing ripple effects. While in oil and shipping, the Middle East still controls major oil exports. Threats to shipping lines, like the Strait of Hormuz, directly affect global fuel costs. These are economic reality with real consequences. People are reacting in every human ways. Families are worried about stranded loved ones. Tourists have lost bookings and hotels. Air passengers scramble for refund, and businesses plead for stable travel routes. Institutions like the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria (FAN) issue travel advisories urging Nigerians to contact airlines for updates. Governments are calling for calm, while international bodies like the United Nations warn that civilian harm must be avoided at all costs. But one is an adversary can only go so far when systems break down. But here's the part nobody is really talking about. This crisis doesn't just disrupt flights, it threatens global trust in how nations solve conflicts. This conflict is reshaping governance. Nations must rethink how they protect citizens abroad. Travel advisories are not enough. It also reshapes economic because airlines lose billions, tourism and trade suffer, oil price may rise, everyday goods cost more. This crisis also reshape public trust because when government cannot protect travel, energy stability and peace, public confidence erodes in democracies and in autocratics alike. This crisis also reshape future election. Political leaders will be judged on how they respond. Did they protect citizens? Did they avert escalation? Did they reduce economic pain? This matters in Nigeria, the US, Europe, everywhere. We see three possible paths in this thing that happened. The first scenario is that if negotiation begins, airspace will reopen, flight will resume, market will be calm. While the second scenario is that if a fragile Cold War continues, travel slowly recovers, but risk premium rises, economics lag. While the third scenario is that if the fighting spread, more countries close border, global market plunge, civilian harm increase, every choice in the next week will determine which path the world follow. So here's the most important question. Do nations solve conflict with weapons or with diplomacy and wisdom? Tell us what you think in the comments. Drop your opinion below. Like the video if this analysis help you understand the real stake. Subscribe for weekly deep investigation and political insights because the world is changing and understanding power matters.